everyone, Shawn here with Savannah. Video number 2 and a nice addendum to what we did last week.
Yeah.
So we talked about solid impact last week and how your grip really affects, how solid your impact's going to be. And I invite you to go see a couple of my YouTube videos on grip. You're going to see best video on grip ever. That's with the Clementine, right? And then we have another one called Knife the Grip, Shawn Clement. So just with those 2 videos right there, you're really going to get an amazing sense of what your hands, should feel like when they're on the club.
Yeah.
And marry those with what we did last week, and you've got an amazing recipe for success. So you see a lot of the commentating, when we're watching, golf on TV, and the commentators come on, and they just love to talk about angles, right? And they drive you nuts, really, with the angles. Places like Golf Tech, they're gonna, put all kinds of sensors all over the place, and they're gonna tell you, well, your wrist should be at this angle, and your elbow should be at that angle. Problem is we suck at this as humans on this planet. There's been an incredible amount of studies that have been done on how we learn motor skills, and that ain't it. So external factors are what's going to really help you improve. Now, if we're looking at wrist angles at impact, and let's start with context. What kind of a shot do you want to hit? So let's say you're hitting a nice high draw with an 8-iron. So when you're hitting nice high draws with the 8-iron, you're focusing on, so we got our window here, and you're looking at high left on that window, okay? Very nice. So let's start it a little bit more to the left. Okay, so you were thinking about that above the window?
You gotta think about it a little more.
Okay. Good. So that is what we're looking for. Look at that shot. So nice carry, nice height. We're looking at 102 feet in height on that particular shot. And if we were to put her swing in slow motion and just go down to, the fine tooth combing of it, you would notice a little bit more angle in that wrist.
Yeah, I get it.
Because you're trying to release it up into that picture. So now let's say you had a 3-club win in the face, and you need to keep it nice and low, and now we're going to go below the window to the left edge. So you were thinking really low?
Low, but not super low.
You want super low. So you need to exaggerate it a bit more, because you're used to, see, that's 94, it's a little lower. So let's see a way underneath that window. There we go.
Yeah.
Nice direction to start on, and notice that the carry is pretty much the same, right? And see, there's 81 feet. So we changed by by 20 feet.
Yeah.
That's like 20% lower. That's quite a significant number. So this can really affect the quality of your shot making out there, and that's what you're realizing. So when you have a good flight plan and you stick to your flight plan, that'll fix your positions, won't it?
Yeah.
So let's say we're playing hockey, and you've never played hockey. All right, so there's a hockey stick. Now you want to take that ball and you want to flick it up, so you can do it without doing it with the ball. Pretend you're flicking it up. So let's go higher. How would you flick it higher? Well, you wouldn't do that. Yes. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. You don't want to miss out on all the good stuff, right? So click the bell too to get notified every time we put out a video, which is a couple times a week. There you go. So if you want to flip this thing over the glass, and you were letting the golf swing pollute your hockey swing, you would end up like this so that you could flip it over the glass. Now show me a super low shot down in the left corner. Yes. Now, right? So notice that is more of the release that you're going to do.
Yeah.
So doesn't that fit the picture?
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when you're focusing on the height of that shot, well, subconsciously, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah, everything else takes care of itself.
Yeah, so your brain, and that's the thing, if we look at sports science, so let me see you hit another high draw while I'm talking. So high over the left side of that window. Oh yeah, look at you go. She's got it now.
Yeah.
So you look at sports science and they say, you know, our main operating system, our self-preserving system, 112 feet, look at that. And as you continue practicing this, and this is something that we're doing over the course of the winter, is getting you some better shot making because everything else is in place.
Yeah.
And you know, how could you hit 112 in height, you know, almost 7,000 RPM, a launch angle of 26.8 degrees? How would you be able to hit that if your grip was too strong? Right? So the grip is freaking mint. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Right? And this is what is allowing your brain to go into your pictures.
Yeah.
So let me see a nice super low one this time. Yeah. Nice. Get in the hole. So your operating system works at 40 million bits of information per second. And your conscious mind, it can only be one place at a time, right? That's been proven over and over again with all kinds of different neurologists out there. And they all agree on that. You can only be aware of one thing at a time consciously. Mm-hmm. So, and that works at 40 bits of information per second.
Right.
So if you're thinking about what wrist angle that you need to be in during your swing, guess what? That shot is gone.
Yeah.
And if your picture's gone,
then
everything's gone, right?
Yeah.
Then you can't react to the picture anymore.
As an athlete, I wouldn't be able to focus on angles and positioning while also trying to hit a nice shot.
When you're playing soccer and you're thinking, okay, I got to put this top left corner, would you ever be thinking about what angle your foot needed to be on?
No.
I mean, forget about it. Soccer, you know, you'd be tripping all over yourself.
Yeah.
Right? So this machine is incredible, and this is what we want to celebrate and show you how awesome you already are, and then give you, these amazing analogies that are going to lead to sensations. Yeah. And you take that sensation, you plug it into the picture, and you go, whoa, I can do this. This is really cool.
Well, it was like that shot when I was playing in the Inter Club.
Yeah.
And I hit my tee shot pretty bad, let's just put it that way. And I got stuck under a big, huge tree.
Yeah, there are 3 big pine trees to the right of the fairway on hole number 6 on the Quebec course.
Yeah, so
right next to the bunker.
Yeah, there's a bunker like right behind the tree.
Yeah.
And so our only option was to go behind the bunker.
That's right. So we had to keep our line of sight. Yeah. So we had to go, played an unplayable. We went well behind the trees, and we put you in a position where you could hit a nice 8-iron draw around the trees onto the green. Yeah. And that green slopes severely from back to front. Yeah. And you have to be below the hole. Mm-hmm. And what did you do?
I sure did it.
You sure did it.
I could see exactly what I needed to do. Like for me, when I have a specific shot to hit, it's easier for me to deliver that.
Exactly. And that's why you say, well, I don't like practicing.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't light your brain up.
No, it doesn't do anything for me.
It doesn't do anything for you. But when we put a window like that and we can shoot there and then we can confirm there, I mean, it makes it a lot more fun.
Yeah.
But when you're out on that golf course, and that's why many players like to practice and some players don't want to practice at all.
Yeah.
You know, and there's been some great players in the history of the game that have won majors without practicing.
Right.
Byron Nelson was one of those guys, okay? And it would drive Ben Hogan nuts. So he would just, my swing feels fine. Couple of wedges, couple of 7-irons, couple of 4-irons, couple of fairway woods, couple of drivers, off I go. And leaves Hogan there to practice his other 200 balls, and it would just drive him nuts, right? So be clear about the flight plan. What part of the net do you want to hit if you're working indoors this winter?
Yeah.
You know, vary the heights that you want to hit the ball on. That was Mo's specialty. Have a look at one of my videos entitled Best Lesson I Ever Got Out of Mo Norman. And we're talking about the different heights that we're hitting shots on. Yeah. That is a real little gem. And on our premium channel, we talk about this a lot. And this is something that really helps you light up the way that you're releasing to the target. And so, you remember throwing the club?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's end with this little analogy here, which is a really important one. So show me a nice throw straight into the window. Do a couple of rehearsals in your mind. Pretend you're throwing it in there. Good. When you're ready, go ahead and throw it in there. Stop right there. Now, after you, yeah. So go ahead and throw it again. Let me see you hold your finish. So throw it through that window. So where's your weight?
On my front foot.
And where's your body facing?
The target.
Did you ever think about that?
Nope.
So how did you know when to let go? Because you threw it straight into the window both times, by the way.
Yeah.
So you hit your target twice. That's like throwing darts. How do you know when to let go? Because you have a target.
Yeah.
Without the target, your brain wouldn't know when to shift, how much to turn, how much to angle, all that stuff. 40 million bits of information, you guys. You have any idea how awesome your machine is, right? And then you perform the task beautifully. Yeah. So now when you're hitting your high and your low shots, then everything is performing to that.
Yeah, exactly.
And we have so much more to offer you. We're going to leave it here on this particular video so you can chew on that and absorb it a little bit. And we'll see you next week, and we'll keep going deeper into that rabbit hole. Yeah. Sav, you're awesome.